The Iron County School Board handled the situation well. No student was harmed, and they are all back in school today. For SUTV News, I'm Kiara Dotson. Come on over to the PE building, bring your student ID. There's lots of things you can do for free. Utah coming to Cedar City could be the biggest honor Cedar City has ever faced. For SUTV News, I'm Kiara Dotson. SUV News tried to contact Chief Officer Rick Brown and Nina Hansen, but both of them declined to comment. No, the Academy Awards are on Sunday, so we are going to go around and test people's knowledge about the Academy Awards. For SUTV News, I'm Kiara Dotson, bringing home the bacon. For Utahns, the sounds of sirens and flames is an all too familiar reminder of the summer 2012. Over 422,112 acres burned in Utah this summer, according to the utahfireinfo.gov. That's 1,022 wildfires to be exact. One of the fires, just 20 miles south of Cedar City in New Harmony, burned about 2,000 acres in July. So, after the fire crews leave, the press is gone and the flames are out, what happens?
So it was just very surreal and very anticlimactic. Now, like, okay, now what? Although, kind of an excitement of rebuilding and an excitement of, okay, let's get some, like, our sheds burned. So my husband got very excited to go, okay, well, maybe we can do now what we want to do and have something bigger. But then there was the reality of the insurance company.
Well, the damage to the back of our home still hasn't been repaired. It was very difficult to find siding that matched our siding because our home is 8 years old. So finding siding that matches was quite a process. Replacing our windows, and then part of the reason why we moved here was because our landscape, and we have had well over 350 trees that are burnt to a crisp.
The BLM goes in for rehabilitation after the flame front to help with community fire protection and wildlife habitat improvements, but it takes time.
We should start seeing the results next year, probably next summer. However, with that being said, it usually takes in between 2 and 3 years to get a seeding established and to get the fire-resistant grasses and forbs in place. And at that point, the wildlife really does take advantage of using what we've seeded.
It's months later and the rehabilitation has just begun. For SUTV News, I'm Kiara. If you've driven down Main Street, you've certainly noticed the place with the cow on the roof, Top Spot.
Top Spot opened in April of 1963, so we're coming up on 49, working on 50 years, and it happens to be the oldest fast food drive-in in town, and it's one of the few mom and pop places left. I mean, we're an independent. There's only one of us in the whole world, so it's kind of fun. It's really fun.
When Top Spot was first built, they were the last building on the south end of town. Thus came the name Top Spot.
We have a lot of very creative, unique sandwiches. We have got something for everybody. It's a very large menu. Our gasoline, we were the very first self-service gas station in Utah, I think. I know in southern Utah.
But what's up with the cow on the roof?
You know, the cow, I'm not really sure what it means. The owner that built the place bought the cow and put it up there, and it's just been a trademark, a symbol. People have liked it so much over the years that they have taken it off there. I don't even know how many times.
So if you're looking for somewhere to do your homework, hang out, or just grab something to eat, Top Spot has it all. For SUTV News, I'm Kiara Dotson. Frost says she resigned from the program November 14th in disgust after finding what she says were obviously plagiarized papers with passing grades on them.
And I knew if I didn't keep the evidence that I would never be believed. They would say, well, this doesn't happen in this program. You're making this up.
Frost says she took the papers off campus to make copies of them for proof, but returned them as soon as the copies were made.
I just felt like if the problems in the program were so great, I had to.
Frost claims she has had problems with the program the entire time she worked there, and even wrote a letter to Dean Atkinson in July about her concerns. But she says the letter never amounted to anything.
They just didn't seem to care. What plagiarism wasn't one of them, but attendance policy was. And teacher qualifications was also addressed in the letter.
Fearing the problem would be ignored, Belinda says she knew she had to go to the press.
Mark Atkinson, who is over the director of the program, said he has told all ESL instructors since he's been here, I have an open door policy. I'd love to hear from any of you and talk to all of you. He'd never seen Belinda Frost in his office. He wonders why not.
Last week, SUU officials put Nina Hansen, the instructor who allegedly wrote passing grades on the papers, on probation, and officials began an investigation into how the ESL programs handles plagiarism. Monday morning, SUU Police Chief Rick Brown hand-delivered Frost the notice of trespass, as well as a theft of lost property citation brought against Frost by Hansen. O'Driscoll said he had regretfully not been informed of Hansen's decision to press charges until after the notice had been delivered to Frost.
Many people are under the wrong impression that the university is pursuing charges. That's not. I hope you can make that clear in your story. You have nothing to do with it.
Tuesday night, the announcement was made that the investigation was shifting from an internal investigation to an external investigation by an accredited ESL school.
So it isn't just plagiarism. That's a symptom of the problem, not the cause.
O'Driscoll said administration is currently working to rectify the problems within the ESL program.
As soon as we get a full-time director here that's intent on making our program better, and we're looking forward to that in January.
SUU News tried to contact Chief Officer Rick Brown and Nina Hansen, but both of them declined to comment. For SUU News, I'm Kiara Dotson. At first glance, you may think G.I. Joe's was just like any other restaurant in Cedar. Upon entering, you would find customers seated at the tables stuffing their faces with the various choices from today's menu, a waitress serving a fresh glass of orange juice, and maybe even a crying child in the corner. But the atmosphere inside of G.I. Joe's is unlike any other.
There's an energy here that is absolutely incredible, and it's nothing I do, and it's nothing that any of us do. It's that people come here and they get a feeling for our veterans. People come here and they feel it, and they just get all stirred up, and it's a lot of fun.
All day I face the barren waste without a taste of water. Cool.
At G.I. Joe's, the people who come to eat can be heroes to the heroes of our country by simply eating a 99-cent meal. The food served at G.I. Joe's comes from the Culinary Arts Professional Academy, or CAPA students. After completing their 8-week course, CAPA students go to G.I. Joe's and produce the food consumed by their guests to get real-world experience.
The proceeds, actually, every 5 meals that are served here provides a meal for a veteran.
G.I. Joe's has blossomed from a mere food and restaurant connection to a gathering place for veterans, supporters of the cause, and people who just want a delicious from-scratch meal for cheap.
G.I. Joe's has actually been a long time in the coming. It was my wife Leanne's idea and together we sort of thought, let's serve the veterans. My best friend, when I was growing up, gave up an opportunity to go on a mission so that I could. And he joined the Marine Corps so I could go to the mission home and then on my mission to New Zealand. And after I'd been in the mission fields for about 6 months, he was killed. And when they brought his casket home, my parents went out to meet it at the airplane, and protesters threw garbage on it because that was not a good thing. So I decided if I ever had a chance to make it up to him, I would.
So come to G.I. Joe's where you have the choice to be the hero. For SUTV News, I'm Kiara Dotson. That's news for now. Make sure to check back at SUUnews.com for all your latest updates. First Leadership Conference Thursday and Friday in the R. Hayes Hunter Conference Center. Forecast. Our current temperature outside is 72 degrees. It's actually raining right now. To fulfill both of these needs by volunteering for SAIL. So first of all, I want to know, what does SAIL stand for? Last night's Bread and Soup Night didn't have its usual turnout, missing the 220. Coming up, students learned about foreign service opportunities, and the Historic Cedar Theater checks in. This and more right here on SUUnews.com. For SUU News, I'm Kiara Dotson.